Hello and welcome to all my dear students and friends. I am Rabinshu Sharma, Assistant Professor in Department of Journalism and Mass Communication of Babu Banarsidass University, Lucknow. So today I am here to start a video lecture series on radio journalism and production theory. So before starting this subject, let me introduce you with the syllabus of the BBD University that we have. The subject code is BJMC 4303 and the course title is subject title is Radio Journalism and Production. So the course objective is to tell you about the characteristics of the radio as a medium of mass communication and its limitation, so that you can identify the different modes of broadcasting, types of radio stations, and you can distinguish and describe the qualities of different types of microphone used in radio production. The learning outcomes are to understand the advantage and disadvantage of radio as a medium of mass communication, to apply radio science and codes in radio program recording, to distinguish and identify and the different modes of broadcasting and types of radio station, to write effectively for ear, to understand the three phase of radio production, that is pre-production, production and post-production, and the last outcome is to apply the right kind of music and sound for different formats for radio. So in this syllabus, in the first module, we will be covering about the radio as a medium. Their topics that will include characteristics of radio, advantage and disadvantage of radio as a medium, history and development of radio, which is the most important thing. You need to know about the history of the thing that you're going to study. Radio broadcasting in India, when in India radio started, radio science and codes, some special symbols, talks and music radio. In the second module, we will be dealing with the theme, the radio trend and technology. In this, the subtopics are radio broadcasting, digital audio broadcasting, world space, the FM revolution, community radio, amateur radio, narrow casting, podcasting, webcasting, radio signal up linking and downlinking. In the third unit, the third module, we'll be discussing about the radio writing, like writing about the radio, how to write about the radio's talk show, radio discussion, radio features, radio interview, commentaries, radio drama, and other various formats, how to write about them. In the fourth module of the syllabus, we will be talking about the most important three phases of the production. That is pre-production, second is production, and the third is post-production of radio program. Studio recording setup, we will be talking about the setup of the internal studio that has. We will be talking about the special audience program like dramas, sports, jingles, public service advertisements or public service announcements. So in this syllabus, we will be discussing about the various interesting things as you have seen right now. This course credit has this has 4 credits, and this is in the third semester of second year of BAJMC of BBD University syllabus. So let's start with the first module, radio as a medium, a theme. The first topic that I will be discussing will be the radio characteristics as a medium. The radio overview. I'll be talking about the brief about the radio, what are the characteristics of radio, what are the hierarchy of radio, what is the organizational setup of the radio, and the what some few programs, special programs about the formats about the radio, and overall view about the radio. So let's start with the PowerPoint presentation. This we have. So let me discuss initially with the this radio broadcasting. So you can see first radio broadcasting. So this major broadcasting, it's a major broadcasting media. As you know, it's a very cheap, it's very easy to access, and blah blah blah. So in 1906, this started experimentally. In 1920, broadcasted commercially. Then mechanism of transmitting audio through the air as a radio wave from transmitter to the antenna to the receiving device. Then stations can be linked in radio networks to broadcast common programming, either syndication or simulcast. What are the characteristics of the radio? This is the most important topic of this entire video. What are the characteristics of the radio? So the first characteristic of radio is that it is very cost efficient medium. When we talk about the cost efficient medium, then what does it mean? It's very cheap. Like anybody can purchase this radio as a as to access. If you compare with the other mode of the media like television, or like if you talk about the advertising on some digital things or the digital gadgets, radio is the very cost efficient medium. You can purchase a small radio like in 50 rupees or 840 rupees or 100 rupees, whatever. It's a very cost or very efficient, cheap. Advancement of technology made radio production and transmission less expensive. Production format is sound which can be produced at very minimum rate, because if you talk about the TV has the audio and the visual, though two mediums it has. So if you talk about the video, if then video, producing a video, that needs a very lot of crew and equipments like camera, mic, lights, and various things. But if you talk about the sound, we need only a mic or a speaker to get the output. It's a very cheap thing you can produce with a minimum price, minimum rate. So it's a very cost efficient medium. If you talk about to produce audio, it's very cheap, and to access the audio, it's also again a very cheap thing. Second characteristic of radio is a public medium. When you talk about the public, it means radio can be accessed by any number of people simultaneously without much technical parameters. So, like a lot of people are accessing radio at a single time without any chaos, without much technical things, and people are getting information, people are getting the entertainment, and people are getting the educational things from them. So these three mode of the media, education, information, entertainment, all things are covering with this radio as a public medium. So public is getting benefit. It's the second characteristic of radio. Coming to the next, radio is accessible for the illiterates. See, as we know, still it's 2020 in India, so it is we are in the developing country, and under developing countries it becomes a popular medium because these characteristics of the radio can be accessed by anyone, anywhere, and anytime. So radio is accessible for the illiterates also, because many people in the country who are illiterate, they are not able to properly read and write. So it's very difficult for them to read like newspaper, to see the advertisements, the text that are coming over there. But if they are listening the radio, so at least they are getting the words what the other people, what the government or the what the RJ of this, what the other the person is trying to convey the message to the audience. So it is very informative tool for the illiterate person in India. Like in India, it's a developing country, but still it will take time to get developed. So it's like that. Radio is a mobile medium. Like we can listen to radio while moving. For example, if I am moving in a train, I can access that Yeah, this is very, like you can say, it's a very different feature of the radio. It's a mobile medium. You can listen to radio while you are moving. Like for example, you are moving in a car. Then you have just tuned to a radio and you are just enjoying the music. You are enjoying the news. You are enjoying the content and the everything that is broadcasting on the radio. So you are enjoying radio while you are moving anywhere. So it's a very mobile medium. You're traveling in a train, or you are doing some work at home, like household works that you are doing. Then also you are enjoying the radio and enjoying the music and everything. And the next characteristic is radio is the background music. Again, a specialty of the background medium is that it can be used while doing the other jobs. You are doing some typing work, you are doing some cooking, you are doing some anything at your place, and it's just playing in the background. You are enjoying the music and yeah, like other things. Radio is an audio medium. Being an audio medium, radio is accessible to the visually challenged also. Visually challenged people who they are able to read through the braille system that you all must know about that thing. So if you talk about the radio, it is only a medium that people who cannot see, who are blind, you can say they can listen this medium and access the content because they are not able to read the newspaper, they cannot see the advertisement, they cannot watch the movie. So it's the best medium for them to access the content. Radio needs less energy. In that sense, it is an environment, like it's an environment friendly medium. It needs less energy. If you talk about our senses, we have five senses like ear, nose, tongue, eyes. The sense that is engaged in the radio, that is our ear. Just we have to listen. If we talk about the television, we watch movie, we watch serials. Two of our senses gets involved for the particular interval of time. Like if you're watching 3 hours movie, so for the entire 3 hours, our ears and our eyes gets engaged for that. So if we talk about the radio, our only ears, one of the sense gets engaged and which needs very less energy. Radio is a speedy medium. If you talk about speedy medium, it's instant live broadcasting with less equipment is possible in radio. For example, for some breaking news happened particular area. If you talk about the other medium like print, journalists are going to that particular place, collecting the five W's, one H, then they are writing, then it gets published to the next day in the newspaper. If we talk about the television, the cameraman, the anchor goes to that place, reporter covers the story and gets telecasted after a few particular hours. But if you talk about the radio, it's like instant broadcasting with less equipment possible in the radio section. The RJ or the anchor news reporter sitting at the radio studio, and when he gets the news, he just prepare the mic and start giving the news in very speedy way. So it's very speedy medium. Coming to the radio formats, just discuss in very short about the radio formats because I'll make a new video with for this particular topic. It's a very vast topic, so let's discuss in a very small about the radio formats. Overall content broadcasting over the radio station. In today's age of radio, many radio formats are designed to reach a specifically designed segment or niche to the listening population based on the demographic criteria as age, ethnicity, background, etc. The news, it's a format, news, talk show, it can be sports format, country music format, contemporary hit radio, that is CHR music format, adult commentary music format, rock and alternative music format, urban music format, jazz and classic music format, oldies, adult hits, nostalgia music format, Spanish and Latin, world music format, religious programs, public government community radio program, college and student life format, other formats like for the children and for the ethnic group. Coming to the next topic, this type of radio station. If you talk about the type of radio station, uh, it's like commercial radio. Like first, we will be discussing about the commercial radio station. Stations under this category support themselves financially by selling time on their airwave to the advertisers. Although, if you talk about the radio advertisements, it's very difficult to get the advertisers for the radio, because in radio it's like one sense gets involved, and the advertiser and the company who thinks if you're paying a certain cost for the particular thing, then our brand image, our logo, our packaged products, the images get also telecasted to the TV or the, if you talk about the radio is only single medium. People hear only about the product. They are not seeing that particular product. So the eye time, the screen time, the watch time, that is zero in radio, what you can say. Because here only audio gets broadcasted, and the people who are listening about the advertisement of the particular product or the company, they are listening that thing. They are not watching, they are not seeing the, they are not able to recall the brand image by seeing the product or the logo. So it's a commercial station. These days it's a very difficult to get ads. Still, people are doing good and getting ads. Cost is a little less in comparatively to the televisions. So stations under this category, commercial station, they financially are stable by themselves by selling their time on here. Coming to these non-commercial stations do not receive financial support from the advertisers in the sense of airing commercial. For example, if we have particular FMCG product or the company service, if you are advertising, so we are not taking the advertisements of this. They are like funded by the government. That's why they cannot take the advertisements from the public, private advertisers, or directly from some party. They are funded by the government. Donations from the private foundations and the organizations are major source of income for this non-commercial administration. If you talk about some NGOs, non-governmental organizations, they can also give fund, like some private foundations who are working for the welfare of the society, who are doing good for the people in the society. They can give the donation to these non-commercial radio stations, but they do not take the advertisements from the private advertisers companies, and they are funded by the government. AM and FM. The full form of AM, I think you all must know about the amplitude modulation. And if you talk about the FM, it's famous, it's frequency modulation. So this category is purely on the type of wave used for the transmitting radio. This category do not deal with the commercial or the non-commercial. This category purely deals with the type of wave that are used in the transmitting radio messages. So coming to the AM, that is amplitude modulation radio, the amplitude or the strength of the carrier wave vibration fluctuates with the sound. This is the, you can say it's a USP in this AM. The an amplitude modulation radio, the amplitude. What's the amplitude? The wave. If you talk about the, if you draw the wave on a piece of paper in the x-axis and the y-axis, so when the wave comes up and down, so this upside, this is the amplitude. The amplitude or the strength, that is the strength of the carrier wave vibration. When we say a loud in a high pitch, like loud, the wave, the amplitude gets high because its wave gets to the on top. So the strength of the carrier wave that fluctuates with the sound, that is amplitude modulation. If we talk about the FM, frequency modulation, the strength of the wave that remains constant. Strength, it remains constant, and instead it is the frequency or the number of vibration within the wave that change the base. So the frequency, like it is measured in the wave, that is the wavelength. It's called lambda in or mu, it's in physics. So it is measured in the lambda, that wavelength. So frequency is the number of waves, you can say, that is the frequency. The more number of the ups and downs, that's like again it's a frequency. So the number of vibration within a wave that change is based on this sound, that is FM, frequency modulation. Coming to the next, that is structure of the radio. This is the most important one. What is the structure of the radio in radio stations, about the various designations, poles, charges, and everything. So Structure of the radio station. Coming to the management department, a lot of departments are there. This management department is an important one. It takes care of the overall administration of the radio station. It is divided under the business manager, accounting manager, human resource manager, public relation manager, promotion manager. So these managers they look after the various things about the promotion, branding, salaries, promo marketing, and the accounts and the client serving, like various things. The managers, they in every company, they do not able to run properly with the managers. So it's a very important section. The work of management department cannot be seen directly. It is can be seen indirectly. Coming to the programming department, this is an important, again, it's an important component that especially deals with the media related responsibility of the station, the programs, the various other things, the content, the genres, setting the genres, morning show, evening shows, who which artist is doing the particular thing, like which program. So programming director, next is like programming section. We have programming director. She is in the charge of all works related to the programming planning, research and production, and permitting for transmission. It's very important. Again, it's very important thing. The first category include on-air talent, DJs, reporters who are normally not on the regular payroll of the station. In some station which have good funding, they can take the people like on the full time also. The other category includes production director, music director, sports director, and like programming executive, who are directly responsible for the production and supervision of the segment allotted to them. So next we have engineering department. Engineering department, the work of the engineering department is very important because whatever we are accessing, we are hearing, we are seeing the everything, how the things are done, how signals are uplink, how the signals are downlink, how things are technically checked whether they are okay. This wavelength, the frequency that we are getting sound, what about this. So the technical aspect of the station are handled by this department under the supervision of chief engineer and the assistant engineer. Sales department. It is another important section of which monitor and ensure financial flow of the station. The sales department is organized on the basis of the business model followed by the station. Everything like revenue, creating the revenue, about taking the ads and the sponsored programs, collaborations, and the other things. Sales departments look after this. So it's a general like flow chart of the radio station. On the top there is a GM, general manager. Under him there are four important section comes: news director, sales manager, operations, chief engineer, business manager. Under the news director, we have reporters and technicians. Under the sales manager, they have account executives and promotion manager. Under the operations, they have RJs, DJs, talent, and then traffic manager. Under the chief engineer, transmitter manager is there. In the maintenance supervisor is there, and then engineers. Business managers are also there. Under the business manager, accountings and the building, the maintenance. So this is the common chart. You can see it's followed in the generally in radio stations people follow. In some radio stations, this chart is slightly modified as per their need, as per their requirement. So this was sufficient for today. I hope you have learned about the introduction about the radio that I have given, about the characteristics of the radio formats, radio structure inside the station. So still you have any question, any query, you can contact to me. You can write your comment in the comment section. And please, if you like this video, and please like, share, subscribe this video. And thanks for watching this video. In my next video, I'll try to discuss about the radio, various formats, radio programs, and the other things. So thank you for watching and stay in touch.